On March 30th, Square Enix held a massive event in Los Angeles called Final Fantasy XV Uncovered. The event was held at the Shrine Auditorium in LA with a lot of fans, YouTubers and popular personalities invited. And Square knew that these people have to be there because they announced a bunch of stuff related to Final Fantasy XV that made every core Final Fantasy fan hyped about the game. And that's not lightly said, especially with Final Fantasy XV that was previously named Final Fantasy Versus 13 since its original announcement more than 10 years ago. The Final Fantasy Uncovered event that was hosted by Greg Miller and Tim Geddes from the independent Kinda Funny Games was promising 15 announcements throughout the whole event, and they did not disappoint on that point. Even though the release date and the demo was accidentally leaked on the same day from GameSpot with a trailer including the information, the event had still tons of interesting announcements to uncover. Because Square Enix was literally overloading and going insane with the marketing and advertising of this game, reaching from partnerships with Florence and the Machine doing the title music, a 5-episode long anime that releases over time on YouTube with the first episode already being out, a fully produced CG movie titled Kingsglaive Final Fantasy XV with prominent voice actors like Aaron Paul, Lena Headey and Sean Bean, a whole new Final Fantasy branded Audi R8 car, a smartphone game that includes different pinball games from Final Fantasy XV, the free demo that was previously leaked being already available on PS4 and Xbox One, and of course 2 different collector's editions for the game. The Ultimate Collector's Edition includes tons of stuff and even a statue that was sold right after the show ended, and with only 30,000 units in the world available and costing around 270 euros and US dollars, it was sure to sell well after the really well received show. The strategy and marketing plan for Square Enix was very well thought out. With so many things and investments into all these projects, Square was definitely taking a huge risk with all these projects. The risk paid off. That was afterwards instantaneously seen in the high demand and sales of the pre-ordered Final Fantasy Ultimate Collector's Edition, which was also well placed for them right after the hyped show. As a verdict to this show, I have to say that these big projects that were made possible to advertise the game's release at September 30th this year were not seen a long time. Usually with the big franchises in gaming like Pokemon or others, you see so much cross-marketing in terms of merchandise, animes, movies and much more. With Final Fantasy, Square is kinda blowing up the franchise again in a big way, which was considered getting worse with the latest iterations, at least from the long-time fans. And with gameplay that was shown at the event and the blessing of Hironobu Sakaguchi himself, the original creator of the series, this year is promised to bring Final Fantasy XV back again in a big way. The past week, Nintendo has also finally released their first smartphone app called Miitomo and their reworked account service My Nintendo. Both are part of the restructuring plans from Nintendo that began with Nintendo announcing the mobile plans for smartphones way back in April last year. The new Nintendo account system My Nintendo is one of the most needed changes because Nintendo's previous system was up to non-existent, with only having the accounts for your consoles that were needed for playing games online. My Nintendo includes important elements like having a unifying account for all the devices that you own, like smartphones, tablets and all the Nintendo consoles, like the 3DS, Wii U and also the upcoming console that maybe comes out this year, codenamed NX. Other stuff that My Nintendo also contains is the new customer reward program, where you can collect silver coins by doing a lot of different stuff, like linking social media accounts or collecting things in-game with Miitomo or other small things. You can get discounts on games, in-game content for Miitomo or other digital software by exchanging these silver coins. Then there are the golden coins that you can obtain by purchasing different Nintendo games in retail or digitally. Another neat feature that was necessary is that you can buy games online with your browser on your phone or on PC over the Nintendo shop, where you can choose to automatically download the game on your standby console at home. These are just some examples of things that the new Nintendo account system finally introduced that combines everything that was previously just your Nintendo Network ID and the Club Nintendo service that was discontinued last year. And with Mitomo, I can't really judge a lot because I'm at the beginning of using the app more, but the internet received its features already really well. Because the social app that you can download on your smartphone right now can take photos that will be automatically changed into a funny image with your Miis and other funny quirky things. From my first impression, the app seems to be a good instruction for Nintendo and their customers to the new Nintendo account system and Nintendo produced apps. Let's hope that they learn and arrive in the present age of gaming with these changes that were needed to be done before they even show the new console. And at last, Microsoft held a promise this week with announcing the developer mode for their Xbox One console. With an update this summer, every retail purchased Xbox One console can be turned into a dev kit for game developers or just other standard apps for the multimedia console. A promise Microsoft finally fulfilled after some time. This is in general just a really good developer-friendly move. In this way, just much more indie developers that can't get dev kits in time can just make games with their own console. Such a feature should be possible for Sony's and Nintendo's consoles too. So more applications and content that will be hopefully curated carefully will be made for the devices. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this and my other videos, be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you like these news videos, then you should come back every weekend for a roundup of every week's major gaming news. Also follow me on Twitter to stay up to date for my videos, streams and other stuff. Thanks really a lot for watching.